And here we are. It's David Ingram, and we've got Fred Snyder here. And Fred, of course, is the host of the It's Your Money show on CIL Radio every Sunday morning from 9 to 10:30, and that's 6:50 a.m. in Vancouver. And if you happen to be watching this and you have a question that you want to ask Fred another time and you're watching this in archives, you can get hold of Fred on that radio program by phoning 604-280-0650. You can watch it from Saudi Arabia at www.radio650am.com. And good program.
You mean all the way to Saudi Arabia?
Oh, sure. Well, we've got somebody watching
know
us.
that myself.
There will be somebody watching this from Saudi right now, likely somebody from Kuwait, because we call this around the world and try and answer questions from people no matter where they are, no matter what their problem is, and we're doing pretty good at it, you know. And just today I've dealt with somebody from Turkmenistan and from Afghanistan and from San Diego and Sultan, Washington, just across the border.
Bin Laden call in yet?
Bin Laden hasn't called in yet. No, Osama hasn't been looking for us, and neither has Barack Obama.
Oh my, that'd be good.
And he could use some help right now.
I guess he does. Yeah.
All the stuff that's going on right now, because we've got. I'm sort of so pleased that they voted today to get rid of that bloody gun registry, which is.
Oh yeah, that's great.
You know, you talk about wasting money. That thing has wasted a couple of $2 billion.
It's okay to have a short gun, but you can't have a long gun.
Yeah. Well, no, you can have a short gun, but it's got to be registered, and they're keeping the short gun registry.
Oh,
and we had a short gun registry before this one. This was just a silly thing that came about because of that. They call, what is it?
Was it Mulroney that brought that in?
They call politic, yeah. Well, the one that started was going to be Kim Campbell, remember? She's the one that first brought it up way back when, so it goes way back when. Anyway, Fred Snyder, you're here, and you are a financial planner, and I'll give you credit for
certified.
Certified, well, you know. Certified
like
grade.
A piece of beef,
certified grade A.
Yeah.
I think that's actually sort of cute. Anyway, last week you were feeling a little under the weather, so we didn't make it. And what we want to do is run this down and put it into some little 10-minute clips so that we can make them work into YouTube.
Sure.
Have you got anything that's particularly come up this week?
Well, I think there's always issues, and I think certainly one of the issues that needs to be seriously looked at is the market. Where are we with the markets right now?
Well, nobody knows.
Are we going to have another meltdown, or is the market going to continue to move? We have issues with the stock market, U.S. stock market. It's become a little soggy, a little more volatile.
Yeah.
On the other hand, there's a lot of good positive stuff as far as the market is concerned going on right now. So one of the things that's always there, David, as you know, is the market, market itself. And the stock market itself is a leading economic indicator. So when the stock market is doing well, it's predicting a much stronger economy.
Well, today's November the 4th,
yes,
2009, in case you're watching this in archives. And the TSE was up over 11,000 today, and the Dow was up 30.
The Dow. It was up, yeah.
Dow was up, I think, just slightly still underneath 10, though, I think, today. Although it did get over 10. And I remember when you gave out a $5,000 prize on C-Fund. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I remember.
We had a deal for the person who could pick the total, closest to the total, of the Dow, S&P 100, and the NASDAQ on, oh boy, what was it? It was March 31st, 2000. It was back, it was that long time, it was a long time ago, and it was when the market ended up collapsing shortly thereafter, if you remember. And that was sort of an exciting contest, because people phoned in and gave their number, and I wrote them all down.
Maybe we should do that again.
We had 25 people a show phone and
Should we do it again?
Well, it's your $5,000. I mean, if you want to give away if you want to give away $5,000, that's up to you. But it was one of the best contests that you ever had. You've had lots of $500 ones. And I think the 5,000.
The only difference was the $5,000, right?
Well, but the 5,000 cost you less than the 500 because you were doing the 500 every week, and you did the 5,000 took about 4 months.
Yeah.
So
a lot of planning went into that.
It was a fun.
That was what you call financial planning.
Yeah, it was fun, and it made a deal. And what it did is it made people think, because the Dow is just 30 stocks, and the S&P 100 is just 100, and I don't even know what's the Nasdaq.
500.
Well, there's the S&P 500, but I think we were doing.
That was the one. It was
we were using the 500, were we? Okay.
That's a better index.
Nasdaq at the time I think was 100. Was that what was going on?
Oh, I don't know.
Anyway, I don't know.
Doesn't really
It's 10
matter.
years
What's
ago
the
now.
difference?
It's 10
Long
years
time
ago. It's a long time ago, but that was the best contest you ever had.
Yeah.
And got people's thinking.
And that was on CFUN.
That was on CFUN.
Yeah.
1410. Talk radio with attitude.
So now we're kind of on AM 650.
Yep.
And CKNW.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're doing 2 shows now. That keeps you busy.
Well, it's an interesting set of
long
facts.
Sunday.
It's a long Sunday.
That's a lot of radio.
Yeah. It's an interesting thing, too, because it's really hard to find anything. It's hard to fill in that time between the 10:30 and the 5. You know, it's sort of like too short to come back and do something at home.
Yeah.
So I've been using Sunday to visit my aging uncle and my aunt, and taking the odd flight attendant out for lunch. And, you know, it's amazing what you can find out there to do.
David, I talked to a banker today.
Okay, what did the banker do?
Fairly sophisticated banker.
We have trouble with bankers.
And this banker asked me, he said, how do you differentiate yourself from other people that call themselves financial advisors or financial planners?
Okay, in 2 months, how do you do it in 2 minutes?
In 2 minutes? Well,
Yeah.
Number 1, a plan, a written financial plan. Number 2, a series of financial planning interviews, financial planning. And number 3, the best financial products that are out there. That's what I offer. And add to that education.
And you run seminars, and you teach your people good things. We've got a seminar coming up, next week?
12th.
On the 12th. So it's tomorrow. It's a week tomorrow night, on Thursday night.
Yeah.
Where's it at?
The Plaza on 12th.
Plaza 500?
Yeah, on 12th and Canby.
12th and Canby. And it's from what, 6 to 9?
6 to 9.
And I find this really interesting because you are a mutual fund and life insurance person, and BC wouldn't let you have a real estate license if you went to get a real estate license too and be an all-round person, because that's our licensing rules.
That's correct.
You can have a general insurance license and a real estate license. You can have a general insurance license and a life insurance license. You can have a life insurance license and a mutual fund license. But you can't have general insurance, life insurance, and mutual funds. It's really
stupid almost.
Silly.
It is.
It
Very
is.
silly.
But your seminar next Thursday night is on real estate, and you got Ozzie Jurok coming in. And this is amazing to me because you're paying for it. I mean, it's going to cost you $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 for the hotel and all the rest of it, and you're advertising. It's a free seminar, and yet you're going to promote, and you regularly promote.
Because real estate, David, is part of financial planning.
Well,
and if I call myself a financial planner, real estate has to be covered as well. Even though I don't sell real estate is part of financial planning, no matter what anybody says.
And you
know as well as I do that a good retirement plan is to have a good real estate portfolio generating rental income, which can be an income for life when someone retires, can be tax preferred. It's more than just having a registered retirement savings plan or RRSPs. It's a good thing for some people to have real estate in their portfolio.
Is tax